ik ben Dianne en ja, vandaag wil ik een beetje een asymmetrische kapsel.
Yeah, and lighting up the color a bit. Not too much, but
Yeah.
just to give it a more funky feeling. Okay, going for asymmetrical, where you turn so that you can see your hair, as it is now. And it's also a nice hairstyle. It's a short bob. Thank you very much. Hello friends, so YouTube gonna do this young lady her hair. Now I already did her hair, and that's a month or two ago I think. But she lives in the other part of the Netherlands, so it's very hard to come to the salon. But she already has videos on YouTube. And now we decided she wants to model once more, so therefore she's here. Gonna make her asymmetrical hairstyle, keep it in the feminine lines, because I think a soft hairstyle would suit her very fine, and I will give her a blonde effect on the front, but lighting up the color a little bit, not too much, and I keep also use of natural colors. So start with wetting the hair and then starting on the haircut. The length on the left side I hold almost the same, just take off the dry ends, because I can feel there it's a bit dry. But that she lives near to the sea, so then your hair can be a bit dry. Now to make her asymmetrical line, I'm going to use the natural falls of the skull lines. So you see the nice curve she has here. So this rounding I'm going to use, and then I leave the hairs laying on the ear, go on the other side, go to the line where normally the bob line is. So this I'm going to do with the hot razor. De lijn vinden waar hun het kunnen zien en waar ik het ook nog kan zien.
Yeah.
Take the hairs to the front. Hold my fingers in the line of the eyebrow line and into the line of the holy bone. And go in with my hot razor. Take a new line on it. Again, put my fingers in that line. And creating a nice soft line. Take about 2 centimeters behind the ear. Keep the longer hair aside. And a hot razor is always working very gently. You never get hard lines. And when I work in this line, I'm certain that I come on the right rounding of the skull. So also good on the other side. Veel kleine kleinetjes. Zitten te dicht bij het haar.
Yeah.
Still working the same line. Putting all the hairs to the front in the opposite lines. Just the opposite line of the chin line. But using that chin line, you always know you have the right bending of the skull and the right bending of the hairs. Make a nice soft overflow to the neckline. And you see, while I'm working, my knife is still in the line of the chin line. So I always copy the line in the opposite lines when I use it for working. So when I'm not working in the parting lines, I have the tools in the opposite lines. Working from the crown area. Lay the hairs in the natural roundings again. Hold my knife in the same line as the chin line. goes softly to the center of the skull in the neckline. To give it some playable effect, take the same line up and just go in with my knife. Do this only on the back, because then I have the turnings in the opposite lines again. So when I take this effect on the back of her hairs, I'm certain that when I lay the hairs over the roundings of the skull, I get a perfect shape. Starting in the same line that I'm working in. I'll show you that in a second. So you see my parting line is in the same line as the chin line, because when I get at this side of the skull, I have to work in the chin lines. Knowing where I want to go. Work to the part where I left cutting. My neighbor is singing. It's a construction builder, like I was. Ja, zeker. See how one of the softer lines stay. Part a new line on it. I can go in the roundings of the skull. Here's my dry part. Hold my fingers in the line of the chin line. And my tool in the same line, of course, because now I'm on the line of the asymmetrical line and the longer part of a haircut. On top, lay the hairs over the rounding again. Work my first part till behind the ears. Take the hairs up. Hold my fingers in the skull lines. Creating that wonderful soft overflow. Never lean with the knife on the skin, because the knife is hot. So just soften the line. So now I can work to the longer part. Part hairs in the line of the chin line again. Take my fingers on the line of cutting. Gently go in and only take off the tips. This to give it a dramatic effect on the longer side, so I have more hair in that line. Again, take the hairs down, take off as less as possible. So only take up the dry ends. Go back over the same line. Now I'm certain this will never fit, so this I have to cut to the front. Now hold my fingers in the chin line, because this is the opposite line of the eyebrow line. With the chin line you can see everywhere. You can see it in the undersetting of the eyes. You can see it on the lips. You can see it everywhere, because those lines are always similar to each other. It's always a good vibe where we have our studio, because you can always hear people singing, whispering. It's always fun to work here.
Het is wel leuk.
Ja.
Anders is die echt wel gewoon heel stil.
Oh, he is heel stil.
Ja.
When I work here at night, you don't hear anything. Sometimes the whole studio and all the surrounding is mine. And I work about 360 people here. But at night there's nobody here. Only me. And sometimes a model. Just nice, scary.
Ook wel inspirerend.
Ja, zeker.
Ja.
Can lay the hairs in the roundings. Make sure you give it that effect. Maybe I can show you that also on the side. So I lay the hairs in the rounding of her face and give them that effect. So I lay them in the wonderful lines I want to create. So now I have more softness, and even because it's longer, you have a more dramatic effect. So now I can make her a collar, but first I'm creating a new neckline. The neckline. Lay the hairs aside. Go into the roundings. Make sure you get on the cutting line. The opposite line is almost the same. Her hair travels a lot to the sides. I don't want that, so I take that away. Now lay the other hairs on it. Go in from the side. And back again. And you can see she has a sensitive skin because just by getting on it with the scissors, she already lighting up a bit in pink colors. So I know it's sensitive skin, then I never use a knife. Just take a clipper. Use ceramic blades. They're less irritating. Okay, now I can make her a collar. I put a protection on her to protect her clothes. This is the color I'm going to use. It's a color of attitude. Looks like this. And I use it with 9%. That's 30 volume. Starting at the fall of her hair. Now I want to leave some of her natural colors in the underlines, because they have more deepness into the hair structure and also it looks nice. And she wants to have some volume, so with the color in her hair she has more volume when it's on the upper lines than in the underlines. So I take the same lines as I used with cutting and create an ultra soft color line. So the most natural lines I take, show you that also in a second. So I take it from the holy bone, a soft line, not too much color on my brush. I already colored the lines above that. So creating also that rounding into the color lines. Get to find me a line to work on when I put the highlights on. And the highlights only will come in the front of the hair. So give there a more blunt effect into the hairs to get a more trendy effect.
Ik ben wel benieuwd hoe het gaat worden.
Ja, spannend hè?
Ja.
Eng hè, zo'n kapper als vriend.
Nou, dat valt van mee hoor.
Ja, dat snap ik wel.
Juist wel leuk.
Ja, zeker leuk. Dat zie ik aan Marion ook altijd.
Maar gewoon leuk spannend.
Ja, dat is heel leuk spannend. Het is ook een heel leuk spel. Comb the product through the hairs. And it only works till I get on the back of her ears. I'll show you that also. So my rounding lays here. The underhairs are still dark. Make ultra fine connection to that. And this is my parting line for the first blonde colors. So now I can work with foils. Lay the foil on my hair. Take an ultra fine line. Stay away from the skin, knowing that she has a sensitive skin. Don't want to touch that. The bleach I created is also with 30 volume as a bleacher glint. This I close up. Now I come with the color I use. Take about a centimeter hair. And bring in the roundings again. Can just lay it on the other hair. Take a new foil again. See that I have a rounding into it because I love the real nice shapes of her skull lines. Take a new line to bleach. So I go on till I get on the front. Now all the colors on her hair. You have a wonderful soft line into the neckline. So now I close this up with a plastic foil. I'm gonna wait for 25 minutes, and then rinse it out, and then go back to show you the styling of this. I lay the plastic foil over the line of coloring. So I'm certain that there is not a flowing of color into the lines I don't want to color. So my plastic is also laying an asymmetrical line. Back from coloring, I put in a conditioner tone of Attitude. It's a real nice gold color product. Rinse it out after a half hour. So now I can blow dry your hair. Starting on the long side. And creating some volume. Got myself also a new blow dryer. It's of Dianne. Kijk eens hoe dat achter je hakken. Zullen we een beetje Noordzee spelen? Vind ik altijd mooi. Aan zee krijg je altijd de mooiste kapsels.
Ja.
Gewoon omdat de wind het doet.
Ik zeg gewoon een keer op het terras en nou, toen waaide het echt best wel hard die dag. En voor mijn gevoel was mijn haar echt best wel nodig om een keer geknipt te worden. En ik dacht, oh wat zit je haar mooi, maar ik vond het eigenlijk echt verschrikkelijk.
Yeah. We're talking about going to the sea. She lives near to the sea, so when she goes to the sea will certainly do things like this. And when you have a good hairstyle, it's also very nice when wind just does the job. Because see how wonderful it can play with the hairs. And because it comes from two sides when you go to the shorelines, you get real sexy hair. It's also a bit salt into the air. So you get real nice, natural falling hair. And that's very important to have a natural falling hair, especially where she lives, the wind and all the things around it. It has to be natural, otherwise she can do nothing with it. Otherwise she has to take a round brush to the sea and do the hair there. That brings nothing. Now the only thing I want on this hair is a little bit gel wax, not more than that. So I take of Goldwell crystal turn. And only a small amount. And this is a new hairstyle, a new color. I thank you for watching. I thank her for being my model again. And she will turn so you can see the end result. Mag ik een handje luisteren?
Ja.
Gaaf.
Ja. Echt
Foto's
leuk.
maken? Ja, zeker mooi. Het is echt gaaf.
Een asymmetrische kapsel.
Yeah, and lighting up the color a bit. Not too much, but
Yeah.
just to give it a more funky feeling. Okay, going for asymmetrical, where you turn so you can see your hair, as it is now. And it's also a nice hairstyle. It's a short bob. Thank you very much.